So I have to reach out to the community to get some help on this. If there's anybody out there who has a Komatsu digger, excavator, what's this, a PC30MR, right? I want to reach out to anybody who might have experience with the ignition or startup electronics of the Komatsu PC30MR excavator. So when I bought the Komatsu, the seller told me very carefully about the security key enhancement. I got the key and I've got the security fob on it. And the security fob has to be, when you put in the key, before you turn the key to start the engine, the security fob has to be here somewhere. And you know, there's no science to it. It just has to be somewhere around here. And if you don't align the security fob with the infrared that's in there, when you start the engine will start okay, but none of the hydraulics will work. So the nothing will work. You just can't use the excavator. You can't drive off, right? And that's the security feature. But this security feature has just bedeviled me for the last month or so. It will not work, okay? The engine on the Komatsu starts just fine, but the hydraulics will not engage. And in my experience, it's this damn thing, okay? So I'm at a loss. I don't know what to do. I'm thinking about taking this apart, but once I take it apart, it's probably going to stay apart for a while, and that means I can't use it. So knowing so little about the key fob and the ignition security system, I immediately got online and started educating myself. And I quickly learned that my key fob was actually called an immobilizer. Okay, in the case of my excavator, the security system is immobilizing the hydraulic system, not the engine. But this kind of system, for those of you who are car fanatics or maybe even DIY bike mechanics or car mechanics, you will be familiar with this type of immobilizer system for your cars and bikes. And they just do not allow the car to move, thus the term immobilizer. In my case, though, it doesn't affect the engine, rather it affects the hydraulics, which control the drivetrain. So I started looking at my particular product, and I, saw that it's a Metasystem immobilizer. I took it apart even, and I found that where is it? There's there's this some kind of diode or I don't know magnet or receiver of some sort that sits, you can see here, sits in the very bottom of the key fob. So that was no longer talking to some other part of the immobilizer system that was installed in my ignition console or in my gauge console. So the Metasystem fob was no longer talking to whatever the other half of the system, which was in the console. So I got online and I found this Abacus car alarm company in the UK. And looky, I also found a key fob, an immobilizer key fob that is called a generic transponder key. Okay, so I don't know if I can use this as is. I'm pretty sure I can't, but I'm gonna order it anyway just to see what see if it will save me a little bit of pain. Maybe it'll start working magically somehow, and and I won't have to call in the mechanics. Okay, so this is what I learned online about my excavator security system. I haven't learned, what's the problem in the system. I just know now that this key fob, this immobilizer fob, has to be talking to a system that's inside the console of my excavator, and for some reason they're no longer talking. So I undertook a couple of actions, and one of them was to try to figure out this transponder from Meta Systems. Did a lot of online research, found the product, ordered the product from the UK, and got it delivered. And that is right here, okay? These things are essentially identical, okay, except for the color. Now, I thought, because this is classed on their website as a totally generic, use anywhere transponder, I thought maybe I could just, use it. I haven't yet tried it, so that may still be an option, but I've been told that no, this has to be keyed. This one is keyed to a unit on my ignition panel for the excavator. So I don't know what's going to happen, whether it's going to work or not. It only cost about, well, $70. That's with shipping from the UK. It's not a huge investment, so if it doesn't work, well, it was worth the effort, I think. But let's give it a try. I have to take apart the ignition console and try to get into the innards and try to find out what this old transponder has been failing to link with. Screw. Yeah, come on, don't drop. There we go. Okay. How much higher can I get this? I can't see anything. That looks like perhaps a reader. Okay, now the easiest thing to do is hold the key to that thing. Nope. Fifth time, sixth time. I'm holding the transponder directly to that thing that could be the receiver, and nothing. Well, I have been defeated here, and I need some help. I've got to find somebody who knows about these kind of anti-lock transponder devices. I've got all the manufacturer's information, of course, but finding somebody on the ground who understands how they're hooked up to the ignition, because they're essentially anti-theft devices. And if it were easy to disable an anti-theft device, well, they wouldn't be worth their price, I guess. So I'll find somebody who knows how to work around the ignition process of these excavators. Then the worst part is I've got to get them out here to work on it, because even though the engine runs fine, this baby runs fine, if the hydraulics won't engage, then it's completely immovable, and whoever has to work on it has to work on it here. We're up on the mountain again, and this morning I got some pros coming in. I'm still, befuddled by the ignition switch and the security system set up in the Jumbo. couldn't figure it out last time I was up here, so I called Komatsu, a local dealership from a smaller town up the coast, and they're bringing in their mechanic and an electrician who they work with, I don't know, and these guys are the pros apparently, and they're going to, I don't know, I hope in one short inexpensive visit, they're going to fix the Yumbo. I told them that I would like to get the ignition system back to, factory original. So rip out the security system and just make it work. And so let's see how that goes. BBBBB ごめんね。あとですね、甲斐さんと話したときに、2つの、目標があるという話がありました。1つ目は、このままで、この防犯システムがこのままであって、それを直して、それでユンボを使えるように直してほしい。それは1つ目。2つ目は、やっぱり全部外して、取って、防犯システムがない状態。スタンダードに戻すのもありだって。はい。スタンダードに元に戻すの。そう戻すのもありだよって聞いてます。そうです。OK、はい。ありがとうございます。I had to step away. I got a call. He said, it's fixed. Let's just check if it's fixed. My man Sei-san said that he left my key in the battery. There they are. The useless old dongle, the useless new dongle, the key. Okay. Well, the bucket has been moved, definitely, so it worked. And this, okay, gear up, gasoline.